What's up, family? Thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. And it's your girl, Freedom. I did go by Free. I'm actually changing my name to Freedom. Freedom is the name now. But you can still call me Free. But anyway, basically, I just want to apologize. I have not been going live Sunday. I've been having some technical technical difficulties with my internet. So hopefully tomorrow my internet will be fixed. Then this Sunday I can start going back live. So basically I'm here to tell y'all that I am going to be reading another book. This is going to be book number 4 that I'm reading. And so I'm actually coming up with a schedule to where I'm going to read each book on a specific day so that I'm reading almost every day. So I decided to choose out of 2 books from my library, and it was out of this one, The Let Them Theory, and Shifting. And Shifting is the double lives of Black women in America. And I decided to go with this book. I decided to go with this book because this book got me a little angered a little bit. And I don't want to say anything that may get me in trouble, cuz I don't know. But this one got me a little angry, and I'm just not ready to read this one yet to y'all cuz I already know my mouth, and I'm going to say some things that, I'm probably going to regret. Probably not regret, but that can possibly get me in trouble, you know, and we do not want that. So, this is the book that we're going to be reading. This is the book we're going to be reading. It is called The Let Them Theory. And it's by Mel Robbins and Sawyer Robbins. So I'm guessing they're a married couple. But anyway, so this is the book we're going to read. I have heard this was a really good book. I do know one of my sisters have this book as well, and I think she's currently reading it. So you know what? I'm going to be reading it to y'all because I know there is some information in there that we all need. And first things first, I would also like to let everybody know that how can I put this? Y'all can go trick or treating this year. Y'all can go trick or treating this year. Thank me later because I killed them. I killed them and I stuffed them and I put them on my shirt. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, I took his weapon. I took his weapon. So, me and Buddy, we just gonna be sitting here with y'all. And you know what? He tried to kill me. He tried to kill me. And I took his weapon. And you know what's crazy? He tried to come at me as Ghostface. See, this is Freddy. This is Freddy. Look at Freddy. This is Freddy Krueger. He just got a mask. I killed him, stuffed him, and I put the mask back on. You know what? You know what? Let me go and put his hat on. Let me put his hat on. But anyway, so y'all can definitely go trick or treating this year. Y'all ain't gotta worry about the big bad man, the Freddy Krueger, fucking with y'all. He's dead. He's dead, and he ain't got these no more. He ain't got these no more, so he can't come into y'all dreams and snatch y'all up and cut y'all. All right, so we are gonna get started here. The Let Them Theory, a life-changing tool that millions of people can't stop talking about. This is a number 1 New York Times bestsellers. I heard something about the New York bestsellers, New York Times bestsellers and things. So this is the cover or whatever. This is a beautiful color. I love green. But I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna take that off. and we're just gonna read. This is a hardback book. Anybody interested in this book? I did get this book off the TikTok shop. So if you want to follow along, we can do that. So we're gonna get started with chapter 1. Okay. We're not going to do the introduction. I read that. If y'all want the introduction, go ahead and get the book and read it for yourselves. The Let Them Theory. Okay. So, chapter 1. Chapter 1 is called Stop Wasting Your Life on Things You Can't Control. Sometimes I got to tell myself this. I have to tell myself this because it is very, very important to not feel like you have to control everything. We are so addicted to control, and I don't even think we realize it. We don't think that we're addicted to control because it's looked at as something else. But I'm gonna get started. If you're struggling to change your life, achieve your goals, or feel happier, I want you to hear this. The problem isn't you. The problem is the power you unknowingly give to other people. All right? What? Oh, no. It's called the Let Them Theory. That's what I'm reading. Could you stop talking? I'm busy here. Okay. We all do it, often without realizing it. You make the mistake of thinking that if you say the right thing, everyone will be satisfied. If you bend over backwards, maybe your partner won't be disappointed. If you're friendly enough, maybe your coworkers will like you more. So not true. So not true. If you keep the peace, maybe your family will stop judging your choices. Also not true. Your family gonna judge you no matter what. They're gonna always judge you. Period. Especially if you are living a life that makes no sense to them. Yeah, they're gonna always judge you. You know? I know this because I've lived it. I spent years trying to be everything for everyone else, thinking that if I could just do enough, say the right things, and keep everyone happy, I'd finally feel good about myself. And that is so not true. I've done it too. I've been a people pleaser for a long time. And the thing about being a people pleaser, that is manipulative. If you think about it, it's manipulative because you're performing and you're performing so that people can like you. That's manipulative because if you're performing, then you're not being the real you, which means people only like you for what you can do for them. Meaning you will eventually resent these people for taking advantage of you because that's what you showed them at the beginning. It's not their fault. It's your fault for putting yourself out there like that. And you know that there are manipulators out here, and you're going to attract manipulators because you are manipulative. Being a people pleaser, a lot of people say, like, I even used to think this too. When I was a people pleaser, I always thought I was a good girl. I was just the nicest person ever and things like that. And I just used to didn't understand why some people would treat me a certain way because I was just so nice. It was performative. I felt like I had to. I was so nice. I ran from conflict. I always wanted to keep the peace. I do not like confrontation. I don't. And so yeah, like I said, I used to think that being a people pleaser, I was a good person. No, you're not. People can see through that, and sometimes it's annoying. A people pleaser is a pick me person. You are a pick Misha or a pick Marcus, a pick Mandy or a pick Matthew. That's what we're gonna do with that. But So like I said, a people pleaser is nothing, is a different version of a pick me. You know, you want to be picked by everybody. And one thing we need to realize, or any of y'all need to realize, is you cannot please every single person. No matter what you do, I promise you, you can't please them all. You can be the nicest person ever, doing good for so many people. Somebody will still find a reason to hate you, to not like you, and to judge you, hun. People will still find a reason. This is because some people, they want to feel these ways about you. They want to. You know, sometimes it is popular to hate you. You know, it's a popular thing to hate you. Oh, you don't like this person either? Me neither. You know, sometimes people will bring your name up because if they spoke about themselves, nobody would want to listen. Your name is a conversation starter. They need your name. They need to use your name in order to get attention for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So never be upset about things like that. Like this book is called, the let them. Let them. Meaning, let them talk. Let them judge. Let them go. Just let them. There's nothing you can do about it. Let them judge. Let them misunderstand you. Let them. There's nothing you can do about it. So let's continue. Okay, so yeah. Um, I know this because I've lived it. I spent years trying to be everything for everyone else, thinking that if I could just do enough, say the right things, and keep everyone happy, I'd finally feel good about myself. But what happens instead? You work harder, bend further, and shrink yourself smaller, and still someone is disappointed. Always. No matter what you do, somebody's going to have an issue with it. So just be yourself, and I promise you, just the people who's for you will come around. The people who's for you will come around. You just be yourself. Somebody ain't going to like it anyway, but the right people will. That's all you need to know about it. Still, someone criticizes. Still, you're left feeling like no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. Don't do that to yourself. If people don't like the way you talk, if people don't like the way you eat, if people don't like the way you walk, fuck them. That's your walk. Don't try to change nothing that you can't control just to please people who are not you. We all got to live in this dangerous, judgmental world. So if you want to make this world a better place, stop judging. It starts with you. If you don't judge, then the universe is going to create a reality around you that's non-judgmental. Some people do judge, and some people are they're okay with that. They judge. I'm not even gonna lie and say I don't judge. I judge a little bit, but there's some hesitancy there because I do see myself in everybody. And if I'm judging this person over here, I'm judging myself. And we ain't about that. We ain't about that. It doesn't have to be this way. This book is here to help you take your power back. Let's take our power back. To stop wasting your time, energy, and happiness trying to control things you can't control, like other people's opinions, moods, or actions, and instead focus on the one thing you can control, you. Like she just said in here. You cannot control people's opinions of you. Let them talk. Let them judge. Let them misinterpret. Let them misunderstand. There's nothing you can do. The only thing you have control over is you and your own shit. Just you. And in this case, and in a lot of cases, I would like to say your reaction. Like I always say, your reaction holds most of the power in any experience that you have or interaction that you have with others, you know? So like she said in this book, you cannot control other people's opinions, their moods, or their actions. It has nothing to do with you. So, for those of you who have bad anxiety in a drive-through like I do, when you ordering some food for somebody and they taking too long, I have horrible anxiety, and I'm actually actively working on that to the point it's like, no, that's a horrible example. If you're in a car with somebody and they're at the drive-through and they're rude and things like that, sometimes it makes you feel like they see the same thing in you, whoever this person that they're being rude to, but it's not you. It's not you. This person who they're being rude to is looking at them crazy. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You cannot control people's actions. Okay? People are going to act like that. You can control yourself by not allowing this type of person in your energy anymore. This is the first, this is the last time we gonna ever be around each other because I don't like who you are as a person. Right? Right. But anyway, let's continue. And here's the remarkable thing: when you stop managing everyone else, you'll realize you have a lot more power than you thought. You've just unknowingly been giving it away. Let me introduce you to the simplest, most life-changing idea I've ever discovered. The let them theory. The let them theory. I'm excited to share this book with y'all. Um yeah. So mainly just let them. You have to let them. Just let them. I think this is going to be a really, really, really vital book for y'all to listen to. So we're going to go ahead and continue. What is the let them theory? We about to find out. The let them theory is about freedom. That's my name. Do I got a highlighter in here? Let me highlight this. Where are my highlighters at? Oh, too far away. It's about freedom. Two simple words. Let them will free you from the burden of trying to manage other people. When you stop obsessing over what other people think, say, or do, you finally have the energy to focus on your own life. You stop reacting and start living. Reactions. So once you stop caring about what other people think, when you stop obsessing over that, you'll start to realize a lot more about yourself. You'll start to focus more on yourself. And when you focus on yourself, the focus is about you. So more things that you desire will come into your life because your focus is on you. And with focus comes manifestation. We all know this. This is like common knowledge, I believe. I'm not sure. But focusing is an energy, and when the more you focus, the more you manifest. And just imagine if you have a partner and y'all are focusing on the same thing together, manifestation happens even faster. So yes, yeah. Excuse me. Instead of driving yourself crazy trying to manage or please other people, you will learn to let them. So, what does this look like? Imagine you're at work and your colleague is in a bad mood. Instead of letting their negativity affect you, just say, let them. Let them be grumpy. It's not your problem. Focus on your work and how you feel. A lot of times you go into work, your supervisor, you can see your managers got a whole attitude and they taking it out on everybody. You know, they bring in their home life into work. And what they always tell us, don't bring that shit to work. It ain't got shit to do with us. We should not have to suffer the consequences of what your husband or your wife did at home or what your kids did, huh? We should not have to suffer that. I just really, really don't understand that. And I understand sometimes you just can't help it. Some people just go through things and sometimes you just can't help it. But I need some people to see this and leave people the fuck alone. I believe you should be able to tell if somebody is going through something. You should be able to tell that somebody don't want to be bothered and you should not bother them. Some people for some reason don't understand that, and it's crazy to me cuz I can see something as simple as a facial expression. And if that facial expression gives me the vibe of leave me, I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm already gonna feel the vibe. You don't want to be bothered, because I don't want to be bothered a lot, but I'm bothered. And sometimes I just really, really don't understand that why the person who's talking to me do not see that I do not want to be bothered. And I'm not a rude person. So sometimes I will sit there and listen to a person way longer than I should. I will be getting ready to leave for 15 fucking minutes, because I want to be nice and, listen to them because I know how it feels not to be listened to. So that's why I listen to people. That's why a lot of people would say that I'm a good listener because I do listen, you know, and I do give feedback if needed. And there's another thing that I want people to, because I seen a video where this woman said, if I'm telling you something about myself, don't I don't know, but basically a lot of times when I'm talking to people and they say something and I can relate to it, I will give a similar story, not to make it about me, not to make all of this about me. It's me basically trying to let you know that I understand you. I want you so badly to know that I'm here listening and I understand. See, I went through this, so I totally understand what you're going through. That's why I do it. But I know some people take offense to that and thinking that you're making it about yourself. I totally understand that. So sometimes I have to catch myself with that. So I just want people to understand that some of us, I know I ain't the only one, some of us only do that because we're relating to you and we badly want you to understand and know that we understand you because we are misunderstood a lot. And it doesn't feel good. It really don't. So for other people, we want to make sure they feel understood around us, in our energy, because we appreciate that. So, or maybe your dad makes another comment about your life choices and it hits you like a brick. Instead of letting it ruin your day, just let your dad talk. I remember I remember I was in a relationship and my dad, he used to always text me long ass texts about my relationship and he used to piss me off like, nigga, you was barely there emotionally for me. I don't listen to see this is why I don't listen to nobody because anytime I was in some mess, not even some mess, growing up even as a little girl when I went through something and I wanted to talk to somebody, nobody wanted to talk to me. Nobody ever wanted to talk to me. All the sad situations I ever went through, I went through it alone. That's why when I go through something now, I cut everybody off and I go through that shit. I take that shit on the chin, however that phrase go. I go through it. That's the only way I'm gonna heal from it. I don't need nobody around me. I don't need nobody babying me. I've been doing this all my life, to the point that if somebody actually tries to willingly, be there for me, I think they're up to something. No, hell no. I don't trust nobody as much as I trust myself. So, yeah, so that's why I am the way I am. That's why I stay closed off all the time. I don't really fuck with nobody like that. I feel safe by myself. I feel the most safe when I'm by myself. I love life like this. It is so peaceful. That's why, like, when people, like, a person like me, sometimes, like, even in the past, I used to feel like some of the people I used to be around, they, because me, I go ghost. And sometimes it's it's out of the blue, where I would just stop talking to people, and it's totally nothing personal. And I understand the effect that can have on people, but I apologize to some of y'all if it really is none of my business. I mean, if you feel a way about me trying to get my mind right, then that's on you. I don't, like I said, I don't mean anything by it. It's nothing personal. And you have every right to remove me out of your life if that type of action from me does not sit right with you. I totally understand that. And that's why this is why my solitude is important, because when I do hang around people, or when I do get close to a certain person and they decide to, go ghost on me, it doesn't affect me. I understand. I understand. Sometimes people go ghost on me and I be happy. Thank goodness. Like, some people don't even know, man, I want to be alone today. But sometimes I just don't want to say it, because this person probably need a ear or a shoulder to cry on. So I'm gonna be there for that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, people like me who's there for people like that, we never have nobody there for us. You know, like me. I'm I have a younger sister that reminds me of me. And when she has issues and she really, really need to talk, she calls me. And she tells me all the time, I'm so glad I have somebody like you. And I tell her every time, I'm glad that I can be that for you. I'm so glad that I can be that for you, because when I was growing up, I wish I had somebody like me there for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not blaming anybody about that. That's why I'm there for her, because it's me being there for the younger version of me as well. I love all my little sisters. But like the younger ones, I'm definitely always open if they, need to talk about some shit. Always. Your secrets are safe with me. Period, point blank. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of that. Sometimes you got to embrace people. Don't try to change them. Don't try to change an individual to be something that you want them to be, you know? So, anyway, let's continue. This chapter is actually long, so I might have to cut this up into two, because I am talking a lot. And yeah, I am talking a lot. The truth is, other people hold no real power over you unless you give it to them. True. You have to give them the power. So if somebody says some shit, let's say if somebody says some shit to that try that and it offends you, you chose to be offended. Because if they say it directly towards you, it was probably about you, and they was probably trying to be funny. But did they say it to you? Well, let them talk. Let them. There's nothing you can do about it. A lot of people, they just be trying to siphon your energy. In a way, a lot of people siphon your energy is by trying to provoke you, by doing things to make you react, to get you out of character. A lot of people need your reaction. They live off your reaction. So, and I say this, I say that a lot too. Here's why this works. When you stop trying to control things that aren't yours to control, you stop wasting your energy. You reclaim your time, your peace of mind, and your focus. You realize that your happiness is tied to your actions, not someone else's behavior, opinions, or moods. That, yes, your happiness is tied to your actions, not what they do. So even in a relationship, this is the thing about relationships. And even me, I need to work on this when it comes to relationships. When you're in a relationship, you are two individual people. You know, everything doesn't have to be like togetherness. That's the thing that I like. I like to be together all the time in my relationship. I love to share and things like that, but we also have to understand that and this is something I always understood. I always understand people do got hobbies and people have their own friends and things like that. And so yeah, like I was saying, yeah, someone else's behaviors and things like that. If you allow their behavior, that is going to stress them out in the end. Because I remember in one of my past relationship in the past or whatever, I used to be all on this guy, just thirsty. And then, that kind of pushes people away. And I understand. And I understood this one time when I start dating. I wasn't dating this woman, but I I was talking to this woman. I guess we were dating. We weren't, it wasn't like exclusive or anything, but I was dealing with this woman and she was all on my fucking back. Like I didn't like it. And then in one of the moments where I was around her, it made me think like, ew, this is what a motherfucker was running from. This don't feel good being all over somebody back. And that is when I told myself I will not be that thirsty over somebody, trying to call them, trying to just do too much. It just pushes you away and it makes you it made me look at this woman in disgust. Like, why are you so desperate? Honey, I'm emotionally unavailable right now and we just doing something, honey. We just doing something and you trying to make me be more, honey, we just met yesterday. We just met yesterday. You already trying to be my fucking wife. You already no, I no. I just need something to do right now and I'm sorry, I was just going through it at the time. I was just going through it at the time. So it is what it is. So yes, I do not be on people backs like that. It just not my thing. You do you, and I truly believe in the universe. The universe, if you're doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing, the universe is gonna let me know. Everything happened in the dark always come to the light. I promise you, it always comes to the light. It does. So it sounds simple, and it is. But I'm telling you, this shift will change everything. And even though it's called Let Them, this book is about you, your time, and your energy. Because these are the most precious resources you have, your time. When you go to work, you're paying with your time. You're paying with your time. You know, they pay you for your time. The let them theory will teach you that the more you let other people live their lives, let them live their lives, fuck your judgment, fuck what you got to say about it, the better your life gets. The better your life gets. Once you stop worrying about other people and you just start worrying about yourself, your life will get better. That's because you're not worried about nobody else. You could care less. Like, even when it comes to social media, I remember there was a point in time where, like, when I first started doing content, I used to care so much about the people closest to me supporting my stuff. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I remember one day I was living downtown. This shit used to really, really affect me. I was living downtown in my city, right? And And I remember I was always like in my head about how my family and people closest to me felt about me. Like I was hanging around people, but it was like I was hanging around a friend sometimes. But I always felt like there was some ill intent it was I was always uneasy, but I'm like, you know what, I love this person, I'm not going to think that or things like that. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But there was a time where I was at in one of my last apartments, and I was going through it to the point where I just got on the ground and I just start bawling. I'm like, you know what? Let it out. I'm the type of person when I feel better after I cry, because there is something about crying that releases something that just makes you a totally different person after the cry. It just, to me, crying makes you stronger. So I cried that shit out. I'm like, what the fuck? Why don't they love me and this and that? And it ain't about that. People got their own fucking lives. People have their own lives, and it's not always about you. It's not always about you. But I'm telling you, you can't, when you are serious about creating content and doing things like this, you have to understand your target audience is not going to be your friends and family. They aren't going to be there. You should not make it for them. You should not direct your message at them. They're not going to be the one. Even you notice it in your hometown. Your hometown is not going to be your target audience. You have to put the work out there and focus, and the universe is going to send the people to you. You just got to be consistent. Consistency is key. And if you got something worth listening to, if you got something worth the people putting their energy into you, then you got something. Okay? So understand that. So once I stopped caring about it, you know, that's when I got better. I felt better and I start focusing on myself. I don't even, it's like I don't even want it. I don't even notice it. I don't care. I don't even, it's like I don't even want it. Like it's sometimes it's certain people that I do notice that sometimes will support, and it's like some people only like interact with, I've noticed, me personally, like I would make a post, of me talking, because I talk a lot, and it would say something that I don't know, but some people will only like things that they feel like you probably talking about them. It's like a funny thing. So, or something they feel guilty about, or shit like that. Some people, I don't know. But like I said, once I stopped caring about it, I didn't even want it no more. It's like I don't care. I'm only focused on getting the message out. I love doing what I do. And if I love it, I could care less about who likes it. I like it. And that's why I'm sharing it with y'all. Alrighty. Learning how to let adults be adults has changed my life. And it will change yours too, because when you finally stop giving your power to other people, you'll see how much power you truly have. But perhaps the most surprising things about the let them theory is how I discovered it in the first place. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you the story. I discovered something that changed my entire approach to life at a high school prom. Now, there's a sentence I never thought I'd write. The prom changed my life. How long I been on here? 38 is going on 40 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this short. The prom, yeah, I'm gonna stop at the prom, because the story of the prom is it's a really long story, and I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read that a different time. So we are gonna stop it there. Okay, so anyway, let them. You have to let people do. You just let them. If you see a mom not being a mom the way you think she should be a mom, let her. There's nothing you can do about it. Call the people on her, I guess. I don't know, but it Okay. In the hold on. The control tribe. Mel breaks down how most of us are addicted to control. We are very addicted to control. Um, I believe that. We want people to act how we expect them to act. Me personally, I don't care. Or maybe I do. It depends on the instance. But you got to realize you can't control no other human being. You can't control no other human being. And I realized this in having relationships. Um you just can't control other people. You just can't. So why stress yourself out trying to tell a person how to be or how you think they should be? You're only going to like push them away because you're telling them, "Hey, you being you ain't enough. You need to put on a mask. You need to act like this to come around here." No way. We ain't doing that. We think caring means managing. Yes. We think caring me like for instance, for example, our parents, they manage your life. They want you to do so many things and they it's like it's cuz they care. They want you in this certain um lifestyle. They want you in this career that they want you to be in. And they go in this as it's caring about their child. No, you're managing your child. The things you didn't accomplish, you want to accomplish through your child. A lot of people live through their children. What do your children like? Your child probably don't want to be a fucking doctor or a fucking teacher because you was a teacher. Honey, your child probably want to be a fucking your kid probably want to be a professional bowler. If we just sat down and just parents, parents, if we just sat down and I could say this because I've been a child before and I've had a parent and I know from the perspective of the child. So parents, I'm speaking to parents. Let your child develop into their own personality. You can guide them, don't control them. Don't tell them, ew, you shouldn't cry. That's girl stuff. You a little girl, ew, you can't play with girl toys. You can't. It's putting limitations on people. Just because a little boy is playing with a fucking baby doll, don't make him gay. Maybe little boys need to play with baby dolls so they can understand what it's like to take care of a child. We all need to learn this growing up, not just girls. And a lot of times this is how, the control. It's not caring, it's managing. You think you caring about your son because you're stopping him from playing with a baby doll. That ain't care. That's you're managing him to the point that the older he get, it's gonna be gay to play with baby dolls. That's not gay. Nothing wrong with it. Okay? Even with me, growing up as a bisexual girl who as a young girl who liked girls. I had to go to therapy for that. My mom put me in therapy for being gay. And I knew what I liked. It was like I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I never thought it was nothing wrong with it because I remember I had my first kiss in the kindergarten from a little girl and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was in love after that. If I was I'm telling you, I'm like a little boy. I was like a little boy. I'm sometimes I feel like I operate like men, you know? in some ways. So, like I said, a lot of times parents think that them managing you and managing what you should do with your life is caring. It's not caring. You're just managing them, because a lot of times you remember your mistakes, so you try to prevent them from making the mistakes, but you don't know how it's going to go for them. You don't know how it's going to go for them. You don't know that. So just let them do them. Let them do them, and we can see the outcome. And if it just don't happen the way you believe it should happen, guide them, help them, be there for them. But you do not have to try to control everything and choose everything for your fucking child. Y'all really want to get to know y'all kids, just allow them to grow into who they are. You know, just allow them to be themselves, so that the older that they do get, they're not scared to come to you. I know in my generation, I feel like most parents, they were so worried about their kids being gay. It just caused a generation of hidden motherfuckers, people who hide. So now people are putting other people in danger because they can't even be themselves because they're fucking parents. It starts at home. You know, a lot of parents go off of societal standards, but it starts at home. If your child ain't comfortable enough to open up to you, you're not parenting right. Okay? You're not parenting right. So if you have a child who identifies or think they're gay and things like that, yeah. Yeah, and another thing, I also want to bring this up. When I was younger, my mom knew I was going to be gay. These were her exact words. Me and my three sisters. It's me, I'm the oldest. There's one under me and there's one under her. So me, she said, you going to be a dyke when you grow up. I don't like the word dyke, but this is what she said. And we all know what dyke mean. And look, I love bitches. I like women. She said my other sister was going to be a slutty hairstylist or whatever. And the other one was going to be a stripper. See, I don't know about my two sisters. I don't know what they do in their personal life. I don't know if they stripping on the low that don't nobody know, or slutting on the low and doing hair and stuff like that. I don't know if she was true about them. I doubt it. But for sure, she was definitely true about me. Because look, I didn't came out exactly. She just knew. Your parents know you, and she knew. And did that. I always used to go back to that thought in my mind when my mom used to get on my ass about being gay, like how she used to treat me and things like that. I always used to think back, but mom, you used to always tell me I was gonna be a dyke. Now that I'm really am, and I'm trying to be me, it's a problem. It's a problem, and I totally understand where that came from. I totally understand where that came from. My mom grew up in a generation where that was just a no. And I knew, like, that's why I thought that's why I felt like the black sheep all the time. She always, I remember even she was dating this guy one time, and he was so, anytime he looked at me, I saw disgust in his eyes. I saw disgust in this man's eyes because I like to just dress masculine or like a boy or whatever. To the point where he said, he's finna buy both of my sisters some Jordans, and he ain't buying me none until I learn how to dress right and things like that. And you know what? I never gave a fuck about nothing, none of that bullshit. Bitch, I wore Shacks to school before. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Shoes ain't my thing. I'm not dressing how the fuck you want me to dress. And mind you, I did dress tacky around that time. But I don't give a fuck. I'ma grow into myself. So I really didn't care. In time past, the nigga never got my sisters the Jordan that he promised. He just only said that to get at me. So I've been going my whole fucking life, people just throwing shit at me because of their internal issues. Their internal issues. I'm just trying to be myself. And people was just punching me mentally and spiritually, telling me I'm not enough and shit like that. And that shit hurts. So for so many years, I had to hide who the fuck I really was. Then you get tired of that shit. I'm not finna be pleasing no motherfucking body no more. I'm finna be myself, and if you do not like it, fuck you. That's how you gotta be. I don't care who don't like who I am. I'm gonna be me. If you don't like it, move around. When you start stepping into your power, you're not gonna have to kick people out of your life. I always say they will kick themselves out of your life. If you have to pretend or you're not being yourself, best than believe the people around you is fake. It's all fake. Those aren't your people because they're around you by the mask you're putting on. Once you take that mask off and be yourself, best believe some people are going to remove themselves. They're not going to like you for you. So just be you. Just be you. We confuse helping with fixing. Yes, sometimes you could be talking to people and some and all you want is a listening ear. And that's the help that you need, a listening ear. And sometimes people try to give you advice and tell you what to do. Honey, I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here for your advice or your judgment or for you to tell me what I need to do. Honey, if you were in that position, that's what you do. That's what a lot of people, that's what potential is. People see potential in people and they think they bring that, they think that potential will come to life. Potential ain't nothing but what you would do if you were in that person's shoes. That's potential. That ain't who they are. That's what you would do if you were in their shoes. That's all potential. That's all seeing potential in a person is. Okay? Right. Mm. But the truth is, control is an illusion. Trying to control others drains energy, builds resentment, and leaves you angry when they still do what they want. I'm telling you, you just got to let people. I recently came to a conclusion to where, I can't control this motherfucker. It is what it is. This motherfucker can't control me. So it is what it is. You know, let them. Let them. You know, like I said before, we do have a problem with trying to control. We're addicted to control. And I would say that with my life because I'm always in control. If I can control it, I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. And even to the point of me living on my own. The reason I have to live on my own is because I want to be the version of me that I am when I'm alone. I can only imagine if one of y'all was a fly on my wall, just watching me in my home, just being me. I'm the weirdest person when I'm by myself, but I like that. I talk to myself. I'm literally my best friend. I am the weirdest person when I'm by myself, and I can't be that version of me living with another human being. I can't. Sometimes I just want to go into the bathroom in the mirror, take my shirt and bra off, and swing my titties. Sometimes I just want to do crazy shit like that. Sometimes I jump up and down all over my apartment, butt ass naked. I just like to do stuff. I have bursts of energy to where you ever just be sitting down and you thinking in your head, you want to just do something. And you're just going to do it. It's just that impulsive thought, I guess. There was times where I would just even when I was younger, I would be sitting down, I'm thinking like I'm gonna do something. I just have to do it. I have to do it. This is me thinking. I'm thinking in my head. I just have to do this. I have to do this. And then all of a sudden I'm doing like and then I'm acting like this never happened. I'm acting like I just didn't do it, but I had to do that shit like that. I still do stuff like that. I don't know why. Weird, yeah, I would say. But hey, weird is a compliment. If you're weird, if somebody call you weird, that means you're not following the crowd. They're calling you weird because you're different than everybody else. Everybody else follows the crowd. Society is a follower. Societal standards, it it comes from following, you know? So when you're called weird, try not to get upset about it. Don't get upset about it. Thank you for calling me weird. Cause I know I'm not like a lot of these people. I know I'm totally different. I know this is something new for you. I know this. So thank you for not comparing me to everybody else. I'm in my own lane, baby. Okay. You can't make people care. You can only decide how much peace you want to keep. For sure. You can't make nobody care. So, ladies in a relationship, I just seen this video, and I'm actually working on a video to where there's this woman, this pick Misha ass bitch, bro. She begging a man to, honey, it disgusts the fuck out of me. Like, hit this bitch with a brick on the top of her fucking head and let that bump come up like on Tom and Jerry used to, how they did on Tom and Jerry. Cause bitch, you crazy. You's a crazy bitch to be begging. That's disgusting. And I can't wait for y'all to see it. I'm currently working on it. I'm working on a lot of content right now. So just uh just stay tuned. Okay. It is currently 11:11. So this is great. I've been seeing 11:11 for the past like 2 months. 11:11. And even last night on my way home from work, I saw three deers running in a line to the point where I could not wait to get in my motherfucking house to see the spiritual meaning of deers and things like that. And it was good spiritual meanings. But the lady told me that the one of the ladies said that if you see deer while you're driving and they're like running or whatever, or they're cross your path while you're driving, that means you need to slow down. And I'm like, when I said, yeah, I needed to slow down in that moment. So I'm thinking it was a sign of something, bitch, it's time to slow down. The deers are there to allow you to slow down, you know. Uh, where in your life are you forcing a version of someone that no longer exists? Woo! Um, I don't know. I would say dealing with men, but I'm not fucking men. I can have friends, but I don't know. I'm gonna I'm gonna have to think on that. I'm gonna have to think on that. The power of letting go. Let them. This is the first half of her theory. To let them means let people choose how they show up. Let them. It's nothing you can do about it. Why would you allow their actions to make your emotions rattle, to control you? You're giving them full control over you. You don't want to be mad. Who wants to fucking be mad? I hate being mad. So why the fuck would you let them? Just let them. Let people walk away if they want. Let them walk away. Let them walk away. Sometimes I feel like people sometimes tell you what they want in so many words, even by their actions. And some people just not trying to see it. Some people just not trying to see it. You know, like even there's been instances in my life where people, they don't want to go further with things. And I'm always the type of person that's like, you know what? Go ahead. Because you're going to look like a fool trying to beg. You're going to look like a fool trying to beg, especially if the person is clearly, you can tell that they're not interested. you know? Let people misunderstand you. Let them. Not everybody's going to understand you. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you. Some people purposefully misunderstand you. So there's no need for you to get angry. This is something that I'm working on, where you're talking to somebody and you're yelling and you're trying to get them to understand your side. And they won't understand it because they don't want to understand it. They don't want to. So you just gotta let them misunderstand you. People who want to understand you, you will not have to try so hard to get them to understand. I promise. All right. Let people reveal who they are. Let them. Because when you try to control people, I don't like when you act like this, and just let them do them, and then you see who they are and you act accordingly. Okay. That's the only way you can kind of have control. You let people, I'm just not in the business to just care about. I don't care what people do. I don't give a fuck. Do you? Do you? It's not going to affect me in any way. That's why I'm so glad that I came up the way that I came up. All the lonely nights and things when I cried and shit. I'm glad I went through that because I truly love being alone. It's peaceful. I be having fun by myself. I love being in my house. I'm literally about to get me a cat soon. I can't wait to meet my fucking cat. I can't wait. I'm excited. I love it. I love life. I just love it. You know? I wake up every morning and I ask the universe, how can I serve you today? How can I serve you today? And the universe asks me back, how can I serve you? You get what you give out. All right. It's not passive, it's powerful. Because while they do them, you stay in peace. Because if you worried about how they did them, if that bothered you, you would lose your peace. You're giving your peace to them. Okay? When you let them, you stop chasing closure. Yes. I agree with that. I know, like, even this is a recent one. I didn't care to get closure. I didn't once I realized I don't care about the closure, then I know that I'm done. I'm done. I feel a different way now, and there's no way you can get me back to feeling how I felt before the way I'm feeling now. So I didn't care about the closure. It is what it is. If I never speak to a person again, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It just sometimes it's just how life is. You stop arguing for your worth. Never doing that again. I'm never gonna perform. Even not just talking about relationships, anywhere. I'm not performing. I'm not performing. If me just being me make you uncomfortable, or you gotta tell me, hey, you can't do that, especially if I'm not hurting anybody, then if I feel judged in your presence, I'm probably not going to come around a lot. You learn that people's actions are mirrors, not instructions. So the way people act is a reflection of them. So when people, you know, have a weird energy towards you, or like, and like they're deliberately coming at you, they're going through something from within. A lot of times we project. We project. A lot of times people be like, when someone says, I'm trying to think of a good example. I don't know. But a lot of times people project. I'm still gonna think of that. Okay, so I am finished. I'm finished. We're gonna save this part for the next one because I don't remember that. Um, so I just want to say again, thank y'all for tuning in. I truly, truly appreciate it. Like I said, we are reading the Let Them Theory. I think this book is going to be helpful to you, to me. It's definitely going to be helpful to me. I am very honored to share this book with y'all. I really am. So we're gonna read the other half soon. Not sure what day, but like I said, I am coming up with a schedule on what books that I'm going to read. So we are reading 4 books right now. I might add another one in there because I mean the library over there is looking lonely. I'm also thinking about reading Jada Pinkett's book. Um, I was interested. Uh, please don't fall. Oh, okay. Woo. Jeez. This book. I actually got this for my birthday last year. Yeah, I was thinking about reading this book too because I am curious because a lot of people can't stand this woman based off how her and Will and things like that. But honey, when you only listen to one side of the story, you a fake ass bitch ass nigga ass bitch. You know, people just want to hate her. But I think this is gonna be a good one right here. You know, I think there's a lot behind the scenes that a lot of us don't understand, especially you men, you women hating men. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. And as I always say, through every struggle, a statement is made. It's your girl Free, and I'm out.